one of our highest scoring tournaments of the year. George Branham averaged over 220 and finished 39th. Wow. Here's a guy that can really bring it, huh, George?
Yeah, this guy has a lot of energy, man. He's unbelievable.
Ball change,
Fast
too.
went through there, hooked. All right.
Seems like they're a little tighter on the show right now.
This is definitely a ball change. It's not the same ball he used the first game. His speed is right around the same. Looked like it was a little left of target. He played the first game.
Oh, yes. Former All-American at San Diego State back in 1994. Great amateur career for Robert Smith, winning the U.S. Amateur back in 93.
Just get it right. Get it right.
Hear what he said there is get it right. What does he mean by that, George?
It means get the ball right off his hand quicker. He got that a little in, and the ball kind of laid off.
What's that going to do if he gets it right quicker?
It's going to hook like that ball just did.
Yeah, baby! No nip in the gutter there! It's going to hook like that.
We're not too far from Brooklyn, are we?
Boy, did that ball boomerang off the edge of the gutter. Watch this. Again, you see that speed being up over the 20s? That is just right of where Dave Traber wanted it. Hey, got the good break crossing over, tripping the 6 out.
That'll loosen you up a little bit.
That'll get that swing to loosen up.
Now the 39-year-old out of Woodstock, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. 4 career titles to his name. And no.
Denied. Hey, look, he tripped the 6 pin in the first frame. What do you think? He's going to back it up with a trip 4? I mean, let's not get crazy here. George, you know, I talked to you, yesterday. You said you've been working on your release. I watched you in match play in Dallas. You know, the players this week told me that the key for them was keeping their hand underneath it. And what did you find? What happened when you kept your hand underneath it versus going around it?
For me, I've been working on getting more side roll on the ball. So this week, the key was, I think, going up the back of it. I felt more comfortable going around it. I hit the pocket a lot, struck a lot, but my mistakes, they were opens. So maybe I should have moved right and played them more end over end, heavier roll, and less hook. But, I felt more comfortable doing what I was doing.
Robert, picking up where he left off. By the way, at the bottom of your screen, you can see where your favorite player wound up this week.
Right. That's all you got to do. The ball's going to hook. Don't tug it.
Hey, you see, we talked about the ball change. Robert's actually on a weaker ball than he used the first game. Why do you think that is? What do you think the reasons are behind that?
I think he wants to move further right into the dry and try to angle it up and tighten the line up a little bit more.
So when the lanes break down, he doesn't have to move left. He can keep it on line and stay out.
But he's got to watch it because he can leak it too far to the right with a weak ball. It'll fall off into the gutter.
Now he's up by 10 right now, but he was doing what Jason Couch did, just teetering on the edge of disaster there.
Right now, Robert Smith's rep rate, a little bit higher than what we saw Jason Couch use. He's right around the 450s. Dave Traber, right around 286, 287.
There, Dave gets it going. The man who's made the final 32 the last 6 tournaments has been throwing good shots the last couple of weeks.
This is one of the things we wanted to talk about as far as speed of rotation and how a player goes from big hook to a small hook. Basically, if you look at the bowling ball and you draw a straight line between the thumb and the fingers, we call that the equator. At the bottom of the swing or at the point of release, the higher the fingers are above the equator line, the straighter you're going to throw it. And the more below that line, the more hook and the more power. Yes! Dave Traber, George, obviously a prime example of a man
What we're talking about.
That's right, Dave. We're talking about it. He's got less fingers below the equator line. His hand doesn't move a whole lot. Pretty much stays locked into one position.
Exactly. He's, I picked Dave to go all the way through this field. I think he has the best look out of all these guys because he's going more direct, more speed. So if he does tug it, the ball's going to lay out. He's going to carry ticklers and high trip fours.
And he told me, Ron, this is his bread and butter. Yeah. Slinging it right up the G, he calls it. Chunk Stone, slinging it up the G.
There you go.
Straight from David Ozio.
He's swinging it.
That's swinging.
Okay.
Actually,
Well, the season-ending battle at Little Creek begins March 12th, and your vote in the Geico Direct Battle ballot will determine the final player in this limited 32-man field. George Branham III won the first week of voting. Del Ballard Jr. won this past week, and beginning today, there are 5 new pros on the ballot. You can cast your vote by logging on to the homepage, pba.com, and clicking on the Battle of Little Creek link. And I encourage you to vote for my man.
Yeah, come on. Everybody vote for Rand. Rand wants to go to Virginia for the Battle of Little Creek.
Hey, you got to go to me first.
All right, let's take a look. No, this guy, you don't want to vote. Don't put Rick, sorry. Richard will, no.
No.
This is the one you want right here. Please cast your vote, pba.com. Vote for Rand the man, Battle of Little Creek.
And, of course, Chris Sand is on pba.com right now, and you can talk to him. Meanwhile, semifinal number 2, Dave Traber, after spearing in the second, has 3 in a row.
You know, George, since January, Traber's made the top 32 every week. In fact, last week he went all the way to the round of 8, got knocked out, and here he is this week. And, you know, the funny part about it is everybody, you know, kind of rags on Dave about being real straight and this and the other. But, you know, the last 2 weeks, all the guys that bowled really good were the big bangers, the big hookers, because the shot was way in. Well, he almost made it last week. Here he is firing it up the G on the telecast.
You got a lot of confidence. You can play pretty much anywhere, you know, when you got it going.
That's it.
All right, George, thanks for being with us. Best of luck, my friend. Don't forget the big one, Toledo. 120,000 on the line. We'll see you the next couple of weeks. George Branham III has been our guest. Dave Traber right now has the lead in semifinal number 2 over Robert Smith. The winner goes to the final. It started with 137 players. It took an average of just over 222 to make it to the round of 16, and we're down to our final 3 players. Semifinal number 2, Dave Traber, 4 strikes in a row. The strike will put him up by 11, taking on Robert Smith, who's working on 3 in a row. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Jason Couch already.
That's why.
That's exactly right. Jason Couch already into the finals against the winner of this. What happened, Randy?
He said he got it left. It looks, on my CAT system, it's only a board left. It looked like his hand kind of jumped around the side. Again, the key, staying up the back.
Well, he's going to leave the 7th open. That hurts. But it has been a difficult 2 months for this man. January 17th, his dad passed away. Introduced him to the game, got him going on it. And it's been an emotional struggle for him.
Well, he said that he was real emotional when he was at home, but when he was out here, it was business as usual. Wants to win this one for his dad. His 3 brothers at home, Dale, Daryl, and Dean, they kind of kept in touch with him, let him know everything was going on, taking care of business at home.
Oh, no.
Well, his strength this week, though, watching him bowl yesterday especially, was his ability to regulate the speed. Yesterday we saw him just burying it. Earlier in the matches, he had to back off a little bit.
You know, the other thing was in his match against Steve Hoskins last night, he said he went through 5 different bowling balls, was down 2-1, finally found one that worked, shot 279 to advance.
Now you see our amateur, how they did. Brad Angelo. He was the top amateur, 225 average. His league average is 238. He joined the PBA. He said he was going to join it if he cashed, and he did cash. By the way, Angelo's father, Nin Angelo, finished 12th in the 5th PBA Empire State Open back in 1963. Now Robert Smith is
We've seen Robert Smith do it all. A couple of months ago, we saw him lofting it over the left gutter cap, playing that deep inside line. Now he's piping it right around the 4th, 5th, 6th board.
He seems more relaxed than we've seen him in the past. Does he look more relaxed to you, Robert? I mean, it seems like he's taking everything in stride.
He really does. You know, he's got a great ball reaction. You know, the other thing, we get a shot at his grip. It's called a Sarge Easter grip. It's a full fingertip in his middle finger, and it's a conventional grip in his ring finger. Take a look at that. A grip for his middle finger, no finger inserter grip for his ring finger. What that did was actually lowered his rev rate too. High-powered player. Cutting down the rev rates so that you can control the change of direction down the lane, the back-end reaction.
Interesting way to start out.
Oh,
my! A A strike would have put him up by 34, and instead he's opened the door and he re-racked.
What an amazing break. This ball looks like it's dead flush. The only thing he should have left was maybe a ring 10. Leaves a blowout 7-10. Watch what happens when this ball goes through the pocket.
Jesus. Good one. Robert, that's shot. That's a
Doesn't happen a lot on tour, but when you throw this much power, anything can happen when the ball hits the pins.
The all-time PBA 7-10 split conversions on national TV. Mark Roth had one in 80. Meza had it in 91, and Just Stay Rook also had it in 91. Hadn't been one since then. And it'll stay that way now. Now, if they both strike out, it will be a tie.
I like Dave Traber's position right here. Even though he has to strike out the 9th and 10th frame, he'll put all the pressure on Robert Smith.
Come on!
Yes!
Wow, three more.
He knows it.
Ball looked a pinch high. Remember, he left the big split on that lane in the 8th frame, or in the 7th frame, rather.
Yeah, we were getting a resuscitator out for Dave Traber after that 7th where he left it open.
Make him work for it.
His heart's beating hard now.
Take your time.
Good point. Make him work for it.
You know, he's talking to himself, setting himself up mentally so that when he steps up on the approach, all he has to do is look at a target and throw it. The one thing that I talked about Dave Traber with this morning was back in the day when we saw the likes of Dave Farrar and Tony Westlake, when it came time to throw one for the week, the money shot, you wanted the guys that threw the high, hard one, and guess what? That's Dave Traber's strong suit.
In the 10th, very simple. Needs to strike out, put the pressure on Robert Smith, who can only now wait after leaving the 7-10 in the 9th. Like it. Well, he got a break in the first frame going that side, not this one.
Well, and Dave Traber will be the first to tell you that that was a terrible shot.
And he just did.
Way left of target.
Too hard.
That was around the 7th board. The ball had no chance to get there.
Well, he said he threw it too hard.
Robert Smith needs to fill 20 pins in the 10th frame to win by 1.
Spare
strike, spare. He's a winner. He will advance.
Boy, if he does advance, taking on Jason Couch, get about 4 more sets of pins. It's going to hurt. 20 pin fill means he just needs to get 20.
Spare strike, strike or spare. 2 balls, 2 frames.
Now he's got to get this spare. And he'll need the strike, so he's not going to take the easy way into this.
And this is no gimme. Watch this ball, a little deflection when it hits the pins. Something that's not real familiar to a Robert Smith shot, given all the power that he has.
First things first.
Yes, sir, shooter. How you doing?
All right, now we've got a pin in the gutter. There's going to be a little bit of delay here. This may or may not help Robert Smith, but he still needs to fill 10 pins. He has to strike to win by 1. 9 spare, or 9. We have a tie. Anything less, Dave Traber wins.
Needs a strike to win. This is it. What a great match we had with Norm Duke and Jason Couch coming down to the final frame. And we've got another one here. The winner will be bowling for $40,000. Smith was #1 among the finalists in strike percentage.
For the win.
And he's got it!
Oh, man.
Just a tremendous shot. Shows you all that raw power. That ball just buried in the pocket.
Well, it wasn't up the
Come on. Well, who wants some of that is Jason Couch. He is standing in the wings waiting. It is Smith and Couch. 2 of them.